Coming up next on Basquatch Hunter TV.
My name is Mike McKinstry. I travel the country with a fishing rod, a kayak, and a camera in search of adventure and the one big mythical fish that we call the Basquatch. We fish for any species we can, but we have a huge passion for bass fishing. Along our travels, we look for adventure, exploring, and new ways to catch fish and have as much fun as we possibly can. Not only do we release our fish back to the water, but we also find new and exciting ways to give back to local communities and to pay it forward. So make sure you take care of the water you touch, the fish you catch, and the people you meet. And welcome to Basquatch Hunter TV.
We're out here in Tennessee at Percy Priest Lake, and we are going to hopefully get some amazing fish out here today. So I have my good friend Jen Nolan from Texas drive all the way up here to come to our home waters in Tennessee to show us around. So what makes this lake so special that makes you keep on coming back all the time?
Well, I mean, as long as I can remember fishing like this big, this was a place where we could catch fish. And it didn't matter how old you were, the banks were just always lined with places to catch fish around here. The riprap just covers this place, and you can just find a place anywhere. And now as an adult, I come back here, the fishery's just as plentiful, the people are just as welcoming, and the fish are usually biting.
So it's definitely worth the drive from Texas back to Tennessee.
Always. This is my second time in a week and a half, so
really?
I love it up here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can go out and catch some really good fish out here and show them around your hometown.
Sounds good.
Basquatch Hunter TV is brought to you by Raximus Outdoors, a revolution in rod storage. Railblazer, hold everything. FX Custom Rods, quality, precision, performance. Savior Outdoors, rod retrieval devices. Feel Free Kayaks. Z-Man Fishing Products, the science and art of fishing. Yak Gear, your rules. Three Waters Kayaks.
All right, here we go. Whew. It's my first Tennessee bass on the kayak right here for the day. This is incredible. So this diesel spinnerbait right here from Z-Man Fishing Products was the ticket. Bounced off the bottom of the rocks, and this fish just inhaled it. It was an incredible fight too. Beautiful bass here. So we're gonna let her go. We're gonna let her grow and get bigger. We're gonna see if we can catch the rest of them that are down here. We're out here fishing in Percy Priest in Tennessee, and this is one of the reasons why I love being in a kayak. I get to get right up against this bank right here. I'm only in a couple feet of water right now. There's timber underneath me. There's lots of wood, and I don't got to worry about hitting it. Luckily in this kayak, I only have to be about 12 inches of water to be able to make it through with my prop drive. So it's really, really beneficial for these small spots. And as you can see, I can stand up, and this boat right here is stable enough for me to pedal while I'm standing. So I can kind of pedal with one foot and just do small adjustments and turn while I'm casting and fishing and maintaining my spot. This is the Big Fish 108 made by Three Waters Kayaks. And the reason why I like this kayak for this kind of a trip right here is the pedal drive is quiet, it's smooth, it's got a huge open deck, and as you can see, it's incredibly stable. It's only a 10'8" boat, so it's not huge as far as size goes, but it's heavy, it's kind of bulky, but I feel like I'm in my own little personal bass boat out here. So the Big Fish 108 gives me the platform I need, the stability I need, and definitely the maneuverability I need to be able to navigate this little area right here and fish the banks and go in shallow enough water. So that's why I choose a kayak over a boat sometimes, just the accessibility. All right, here we go. You got a good fish, here we go. Yeah. Oh. This is a good bass right here. Yeah. That was a great fight. And a great fish again. We came in this little cove over here. We saw some really good structure on the bottom. So I threw the spinnerbait on the bottom, hit some rocks, and this big girl came out. So there we go. That's why structure helps. So when I cast this bait up into the trees like that, I'm feeling for any kind of structure on the bottom. And as soon as I feel structure on the bottom, I start working this bait up really slow and let it bounce off every single piece that I can find.
Just a little fella, but well, if I was a kid again, be a monster.
Yeah, it's a great fish. All right, here we go. I got a good fish on. Oh, this will be a good one. Come on. Oh, she got tired from the fight. Come on. Oh, there we go. All right. Look at the size of that fish. It's a beautiful Tennessee bass right here. All right, so I threw the spinnerbait out. I was working it really slow. I was letting it hit the bottom, and as soon as I felt the bottom, I was letting it just bounce off every single piece of structure I could until I felt a strike, and that's what we got. Yeah, got another great fish down here in Tennessee. This might be the last one of the day, but it's not the last one of the trip. So stay tuned every single week and watch us catch more fish just like this.
Stay tuned for another adventure from Basquatch Hunter TV. Coming up next on Basquatch Hunter TV.
While we were in Tennessee, we knew there was more fish to catch, so we put the kayaks away, took out the boat, and joined a special guest and went hunting for a new species right here in Tennessee.
So today we are fishing for crappie. Not fishing for bass today, but instead we're fishing for one of the best tasting freshwater panfish, which is the crappie. And down here in Tennessee, the best person to find crappie is Mr. Brian over here. And he's gonna tell you why crappie fishing might be a little bit more fun than bass fishing sometimes. So what's the big difference between the presentation between crappie and bass?
Well, you know, I find it to be a lot simpler, not to put down all the crappie guys, but I've always bass fished and then went to crappie. And what I find to be one of the simplest is, you know, bass, you have so many lures and so many techniques, and there's so many different variables that change. And although there is that with crappie, I'm usually using some type of a jig, like a crappie magnet. This is a curly slab, the crappie magnet, or their original crappie magnet. Or I'm using live bait. So I usually just have two choices. You know, do I want to throw a jig or do I want to use live bait?
And because of like crappie have such a diverse diet where they can eat live bait, artificial bait, spinner baits, anything, something like this gives you the presentation of a small finesse bait, but it's also a moving, like
Right.
it's imitating a shad or a minnow or bait fish, but it's also imitating, you know, anything. I mean, it eats everything.
Sure,
That's what's cool about a
sure.
crappie. It's kind of the same as I'd say something like the toothy fish, where they just eat almost anything. So there's nothing like fighting a half-pound fish like it was a 5-pound fish.
Yeah, it's, you know, using the light stuff. Hey, the little ones feel big, you know, if it's a pound, and, you know, if you get a pound fish, then, you know, you got a couple of fillets there for dinner. So it's
And
great.
hey, a fish is a fish, so.
That's right.
All right, let's
We
go
like
back
catching.
Let's go back to catching.
All right.
Here we go, that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one. There we go. There we go. Yes. That's what we're out here for right there.
That one's got some shoulders.
So this is my first time actually targeting crappie, and this is cool. This is really cool.
Oh, I got to let it get down there. Almost sit still. I get it down there about 6-8 feet and then just hold my rod, and I guess while it's slowly just coming back like a pendulum, just picking it up.
Yeah, I noticed that when I let it sit, they were grabbing it off the bottom.
Yep.
I was letting it sit on the bottom a little bit too, like kind of like a Ned rig, and I just popped it up, and then that's when they hit them.
Yep, that's how you do it right there.
Look at that thing, man.
That's the beauty. Yep.
Dude, that's super cool.
It never gets old.
That's a good fight.
That? Oh, I thought you had a little bass.
No, it's a little one. It's just a good fighting one.
I thought you had a little bass, a little crappie.
A little paper lip too.
Yep. Go on and get bigger, buddy.
Backflip. It's extra points for backflips.
That's right.
I learned that from Tony Hawk when I was a kid. All right, here we go. Yeah. It's another one. We've gotten like 10 crappie out of this one spot. This is turning into an amazing day of fishing. These are a lot of fun, guys. Small one.
Yeah, you. All right.
There you go.
Little guy.
There's a lot more white down here.
Yeah, very white. See how pale they are, so muddy. And since we've had that flood, they ain't got much color, but I tell you, if you bring them, put them in the live well and let them sit up here on top of the water for about 30 minutes, you come out jet black.
Yeah.
It has to do with the pressure. But yeah, whenever it's muddy like that, they're pale as can be. So we got a whole bunch more in there. Oh, when you fill those live wells up. So what we got right here is we're in the bend of a channel, and why this is, you know, so successful is we're on the bend of a channel, and this current is coming right by. Oh, I think it caught your thing. It caught your ring. Hey, well, that's a good video to have, because that you couldn't.
It hit the line cutter's ring.
Yeah, I was like, what did I hit?
I couldn't figure out why you let it go
First,
so
I thought
quick.
it was just my bail. I was like, I flipped my bail. I was like, no, my line. Well, we'll wait till we get the next one.
I'm so glad that's on camera.
Or I can. Yeah, let me retie. That's funny. That will make it good.
I'm gonna send that to Vance.
For about 2 seconds, it'll be like talking.
Here we go.
There you go. If he's got a jig in his mouth now.
Oh, that'd be great.
It took a couple seconds. I think I looked down like, what just happened?
Oh, jeez. Oh, I got your rod. Got your rod.
Go retie.
All right, so crappie fishing was so much fun. This is a blast. You guys gotta come out and try this. It's not just about bass fishing. This is so much fun.
That's all it took.
This is a lot different than bass fishing, but it's definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah, being a bass fisherman at heart, People ask me all the time. I said, man, I enjoy crappie fishing. It's fun.
Well, it's fun because once you get on them, you can just, you're on them. And they fight. That's why I like rock bass too. I like fishing for rock bass a lot when I can.
Yeah.
Because they're angry. They're just mean.
Yeah.
That's a good one too. That's a good one.
Nice. Yeah.
There we go. There we go. These are so much fun.
That's my fun part about crappie fishing is you get a lot of bites. I mean, bass is my passion. It doesn't get my adrenaline going like bass.
We'll be right back with more outdoor adventure.
We got rained out on the water today. We woke up and there was a thunderstorm system coming all the way through Tennessee. So we decided we can't go fishing and find adventure, so we want to find something local in the area that we can share with you guys and bring you along. So I'm here with Jesse from the Cumberland Caverns, and he's going to tell you about this place, and we are so excited to see this.
Well, welcome to Cumberland Caverns, guys. Our cave here was discovered in 1810, over 200 years ago, by a man named Aaron Higginbotham. He was a land surveyor doing a property line survey for the Henshaw family that owned this land at the time. He stopped right up there on the hill above the entrance here to take a break. Now keep in mind this was the middle of summer, so it was very hot, when he felt a cold gust of air blow up and hit him in the face. Now he knew this was very strange, so it made him curious and he climbed down, and at the time he discovered a basketball-sized hole, and he climbed in and discovered the cave here. He named this the Henshaw Cave due to the family that owned the land. Not long after, about a mile to a mile and a half around the mountainside that direction, he discovered what he thought was a second cave, and he named it the Higginbotham Cave. We've been given public tours for over 63 years now.
Oh, wow.
And our first tour was given on July 4th, 1956. We changed our name to Cumberland Caverns due to our close proximity to the Cumberland Plateau, and it rolls off the tongue much easier than the Henshaw Higginbotham Cave.
Yes.
Without further ado, we'll start making our way to the first room of the cave that I can show you.
All right, well, come along with us, guys. We're gonna go underground.
We call this the Moby Dick room. That's because early explorers thought that this formation resembled the giant whale from the popular novel. Right here we have his mouth, his forehead, the eye socket, the dorsal fin, and the tail wrapping down into the water. And this particular formation is what we call flow stone. Due to its flowing appearance, that's actually where we get the name, flow stone. But it's one of the three formations you'll see in the cave today. All three formations are formed by water. As it flows through the limestone, it collects a calcium carbonate rich mineral known as calcite. And depending on which water drip you get, depends on which formation you grow. Now all three formations, for 1 cubic inch, that's the size of 1 ice cube, takes 100 years to grow. Now this particular formation is estimated to be 187,000 years old.
Oh my God.
This pool of water in front of us is actually very special because it comes from a never-ending waterfall, but this water is 99% pure. But the 1% that makes it very special is magnesium. That's why right there is actually 10 feet deep. Right here where this blue light is actually about 4 to 5 feet deep, chest high on a grown man. It does not appear so due to the magnesium. Magnesium acts as a natural magnifier, and it is actually bending the light, causing it to appear more shallow than it really is.
That's so incredible. So there's 3 different formations that they have in this waterfall. One of them on the bottom right here looks like a dog taking a bath, and you can see the shape of it looks like kind of like a border collie shape staring right at the waterfall. Then above that, there's what looks like a squid or a paintbrush hanging down from the ceiling there. And I can see them both right away, it's amazing. Then right above that to the top right, there's a small formation on a perch that looks like a horned owl looking over the entire waterfall. And I'm sure you can make up a million things you can see in this, but either way, it's breathtaking and beautiful.
Now our cave is formed out of limestone. That's why we get the flat, smooth ceilings in here. Because limestone forms in layers, as you can see right here in this rock pile. All these piles of rocks around us was actually part of the ceiling at one point in time, thousands of years ago. A process that we call breakdown has occurred. Breakdown occurs when water gets in between the layers of limestone and begins to separate them. And when enough pressure builds up, the ceiling will collapse. Luckily, we don't have to worry about this happening today due to these large cracks on the ceiling. Allows any water buildup to seep on through, even though the cracks do look bigger today than they did a week ago. I'm kidding.
Oh, I was
totally kidding.
I was like waiting for a punchline here,
Yep,
because
totally kidding.
that piece looks like it's very loose right there.
Yeah, I'm totally kidding. The cracks are good things. It allows anything to seep through.
So this is incredibly cool. There's actually a long-eared bat in hibernation, luckily, right now. And it's really rare to see these things, but there's one sitting right here, right next to me. It's the first time I've ever seen a bat up close, and we're gonna go ahead and leave him there and hope that he stays there the whole time we're in here.
This is the 5th largest room in this cave. It is 100 feet from where we're standing to the other side. And from left to right, it is 200 feet wide. And from down there on the floor to the ceiling, it is 60 feet high.
So this is the biggest room in the entire cave. This is called the Hall of the Mountain King for a very good reason, because behind us we have the Mountain King, and we're gonna try to become the king of the mountain and go up the top of this and get the king's view of the entire room. So if you guys are in this area of Tennessee, you need to come down here and check this place out, because the camera does not do it justice, and if you could see this in person, you'd understand how overwhelmingly beautiful this place really is. So this is the largest growing formation in the entire cave, and they call this area the Cathedral. You can tell it's been growing for a very, very long time, so we don't touch any of the rocks here or the formations here, because the oil and bacteria from our hands can actually stop or prohibit the growth of these formations. And we want to make sure these keep on growing for another 100,000 more years. So this place is beautiful. So in this cave, they have this incredible light show. Before the light show starts, they do something that you only get to experience either in outer space or 2,000 feet below the ocean surface, and that is complete, total darkness. This place is so incredibly big, you need to see it for yourself to actually understand how big and how vast this place really is. So one more special thing about this place is they actually have a room called the 10-acre room right behind me, where you can come and camp out, and they rent hammocks here for you too. You can bring something to sleep on the ground, but this gives you the full experience of what it was like 100 years ago in this cave, where you can stay the night here and explore everything the next day. I can just imagine how amazing it would be to see a concert on this stage 333 feet underground. I am incredibly grateful that we got to see a place like this with so much history and such a unique atmosphere down there. So Jesse, thank you so much for showing us around.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it.
It was a pleasure.
And thank all you guys for coming along with us in the caves.
Don't miss the next episode of Basquatch Hunter TV on the Pursuit Channel. Keep that line in the water. Monday at 1:30 p.m. Wednesdays at 6 a.m. and Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Keep hunting for your Basquatch.